This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
Dave is with us in Cincinnati. Hi, Dave. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave and John. I'm a longtime listener, and it's an honor to talk to both of you guys today. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
I am at this season of life. I'm looking at 63 years old and looking at retiring here in the next couple of months. And I'm doing a global assessment of my finances. I'm currently, after slugging it out for all my career, I'm currently under management, professional management with one of the big name outfits. They're managing about $5.6 million at a 1% fee. And when I look at the next 25 years as I begin retirement, that comes up to a substantial amount of future fees that I'd be looking at, probably, in excess of $1.4 million in fees, not including the time value of money. And was wondering, how does somebody like me, who needs about $75,000 a year to pay my bills, if I wanted to become self-managed or go into some kind of a flat fee management scheme, how does one depart from being fully managed and look at making a serious transition into becoming either semi-managed or self-managed? And is that even a wise thing to consider, at this point in the game for me?
Yeah, I think it's a wise thing to consider. And I think you may be able to find that other firms, 1% is fairly standard, but at your level with $5 million under management, it should have started to be, the fee should have been on a gradient. It shouldn't stay at 1%. And so you might want to shop and say, go to one of our SmartVestor Pros. A lot of those use a 1% management fee program, but ask them if any of them have a gradient based on scale. Because at some point, you start asking the question, if I'm going to buy a series of mutual funds and I'm never going to touch them, or almost never touch them, I'm not sure exactly why I'm under management at the point that I'm $5.6 million. Now, if you're $560,000, you should stay there because you probably need the guidance and you probably need the other stuff. But you've proven to be an excellent investor, someone who sticks it out, doesn't jump ship every time there's bad news on the nightly news report, which is every night. There's a reason to get out because the world is coming to an end, and you didn't fall for any of that. And so, you've stuck with it and done a great job investing. Congratulations. So, yeah, I would investigate some other structures out there. I don't think there's anything. I don't think you're being, and you didn't present it this way, but I'll say it out loud. I don't think you're being ripped off, but is there a more efficient way to handle it with this much money? Possibly, yeah. Maybe there's a portion of it you leave under management if you like these guys, and there's a portion you pull and say, I'm going to just put this in these 6 mutual funds, and I'm going to forget it. And, we'll look at it once a year, And so the vast majority of the SmartVestor Pros that we endorse and the people in the industry have moved to the 1% model under the new fiduciary rules that are out. That puts them at too much risk to do it the other way. I don't have my personal under that. With my SmartVestor Pro, I've just got it under, I buy Air shares and they get paid and that's all. And then it sits there. And so they get paid on the front and they're done. But most of those guys have moved all of their client base into a 1%. So I'm not shocked to hear you're there. But yeah, I think you're asking good questions and you're asking them with the right kind of heart. And so this is a good time where you're making some assessments, and I'd go to the firm you're with and say, based on the fact I'm over the $5 million mark, is there not some gradient on this fee that maybe y'all forgot to apply? Hello, wink, wink. Or talk to the SmartVestor Pros and see if any of them do. I don't know if that's out there, but I know, for instance, if you're have a certain amount with a certain mutual fund, they no longer charge any fees. There's break points with the mutual fund companies to where there's no fees charged and no commissions charged and so on. And you're definitely at those break points. So most of it goes away at about $1 million with them. So, yeah, I think I'd ask the question of your current folks, unless you're dissatisfied with them, and then there's no need to ask the question. And I'd check SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com and talk to a couple of those guys and gals and see if they have anything to offer. And maybe you do a portion of it again, and you take a portion of it and self-manage. All self-manage is you're not going to screw with it. That's the trick. The problem people have when they self-manage at the beginning of their investing lives is they jump on and off. And if you jump on and off the roller coaster, that's who gets hurt. Ride the dadgum ride, and you'll be okay. These people, and you need somebody to talk when you're early in the game emotionally. You need someone to talk you off the ledge, and so it's worth every penny. And generally, they earn their 1% other ways as well. So, it's not a bad plan.
What's the fiduciary responsibility? What is that? What's that shift?
Well, under the Obama administration, they pushed this stuff through, and it's bogus in my mind, but it's still become the regs. That fiduciary technically means that you do, if I'm a fiduciary for your money, I do what is best for you, not what's best for me. That's what fiduciary technically means. And you could be a fiduciary regardless of how you're paid. You just have to do what's right for the customer, not what's right for your home pocketbook. Look out for the customer first. So a real estate agent that gets paid a commission is technically a fiduciary, but they have a conflict of interest because they're getting paid a commission. So in the investing world, the Obama administration pushed these regs through that said that anyone who's paid a commission is not a fiduciary. But if you're paid if you're paid a commission on 5 3/4% on a mutual fund, that's a straight commission on an A share, and then that's it. You never get paid again. But they manage your money for you, and that's how the old SmartVestor Pros all ran it back in the day. But if you do that now, you're liable if they want to sue you for something. If you want to get rid of the liability, you put it under one. If you're one of the investment brokers, you put all the customers in a 1%, and you call yourself a fiduciary.
Were there instances of individual investors who funneled their clients into these packages that had bigger returns for them that might not have been the best product? Or what was the...
Well, that was always the auspices, that no one who's paid a commission can do the right thing for the customer. That's the absurdity.
But that's stupid, because
that's absurd.
If I'm getting paid a commission, I want to continue to do right by you so I can keep your business.
Again, it's the Obama administration, and it was bullcrap.
Yeah.
It was supposedly in the name of the consumer, but it really...
Well, now the consumer's going to lose more money over the long haul.
Hello. That's how that works.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So we're helping the consumer. We're going to make sure that they get charged more. That's really what it came down to. So, yeah, that's what Dave is discovering right here.
Thanks for listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. Need help with your investments? Connect with a SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com/invest or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.